Valor Mogolis, everybody. This is Don Willie back again for another episode of View Game of Thrones. This is season 6, episode 1, entitled The Red Woman. And today I have two of my friends from the Hypes Watch joining me. We have Jerry the Targaryen Steamboat
What's
and
up?
Michelle. So yeah, Jerry, go ahead and introduce yourself.
All right, well, this is Jerry the Targaryen Steamboat here. Part of the Hypes Watch and the biggest show realist you'll probably find on the internet. So, ready to talk about this episode we saw. I've prepared my medication for some season 6 strength crazy pills, and I got a little a little alcohol in case we need some. I've prepared my medication.
Oh shit! And I forgot that this thing is not on. that this is not on fucking mute. So sorry about that for all you people watching this live or even later. James.
Oh, what's up, everybody? My name is James Michelle. I do Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire videos. I too am a show realist, and gonna keep it real.
Yeah, and
real.
Yeah, and just so you know, we may have a couple more folks join in a little later. We might have LT, Sir LT. Sorry, you got to put Sir.
The Sir LT Giles,
because he is a knight. And we might have Anne, also known as Sweetwire T. Oh, and speak of the devil, and he will appear. So
there
LT,
he is, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah. So LT, yeah, let the people know who you are and what you do.
First of all, LT Giles is here, and he's very fucking disappointed with this fucking episode.
Yeah. We're gonna get to the disappointment. Oh, we are going to get to this fucking appointment. All right. Oh man. I'm not even. Man, I'm not even sure what to say about this one. All right, so it started off predictably. It started off predictably, where a lot of people thought it was going to start off with them, kind of going over what happened with Jon, and we didn't get the scene of the Night's Watch breaking down the door or anything. But this is the kind of the precursor to it, right?
Yeah, it starts off with Jon. We get Jon's dead body and his buddies finding out about what's going on, and I got to give my man James here some props on that for calling that. Good job there, James.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah, and that was a crazy thing because we have this whole deal with them fighting the Night's Watch and deciding that, all right, they're going to come and kill us because they're not happy with what Jon did, and they're not going to let us survive knowing that we kind of backed his agenda to a certain extent. And look, I don't think that Jon warged Ghost. As much as people want to see that, I don't think the show is going to go that route. So, yeah, what do you guys think about it?
I thought it was going to be possible if they would have opened with the season with Ghost somehow was out of his cage or something. He came up and licked Jon's face or something. But since that didn't happen, I definitely don't think that's the case.
Jerry?
I was stunned by this whole. Well, first off, let's start with first they bring in Jon's body, and Davos starts just talking all kinds of words of wisdom. He's like, he hints at the wildlings helping him. He's already planning how to fight. He knows exactly what's going on. And it just shows that Davos is the man. And then after that, we switch over to the speech that Sir Alliser Thorne gives, which I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's like, I never disobey orders, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, you just call us to mutiny. How are you not disobeying orders? Just because you disagree with your Lord Commander doesn't mean it gives you the right to do mutiny. You were definitely disobeying orders. It just sounded like hypocritical and like he doesn't know what he's talking about, which means the show writers don't know what they're talking about. But yeah, that was just my thoughts on that. I had no idea what Alistair Thorne was talking about. His justification made no sense to me.
Oh, and before we continue, I just want to welcome Ann into the room. So everybody.
Hi, Annie.
And
Good evening, guys. Can you hear me fine?
yeah, we can hear you.
That's wonderful. I don't have as you can see, I don't have my usual background. I don't have my usual setup. If there's any sound problem, I love seeing my reflection in your glasses, don't really.
All right, cool. Yeah, actually, I was with Ann. She's out here in New York on vacation, and so we actually saw the season 6 premiere together with the group that I normally do my Sunday Game of Thrones meetups with. So yeah, that was a pretty interesting experience because there were a lot more people there than normal. But back to our regularly scheduled program. So LT, what did you think about the scene? Just that whole beginning with Davos and Jon's friends taking his body, and then the whole thing with Alistair Thorne and the Night's Watch mutineers.
That was probably one of the best, or not the best, but that was a good scene of this episode. Because besides this, I'm sorry, guys, I'm disappointed, and I'm very fucking pissed.
Me too.
And, Annie, that's the funny thing, because I was like saying, I know Annie's pissed off about this episode, and it's like,
I love you, LT.
That was probably a good scene. Mr. Donnelly, that was probably a good scene of this episode. That was.
I mean, I will say, in my opinion, Davos was the superstar of this episode in general.
Yeah,
I agree, James.
All right, Ann, what are your thoughts?
On that scene in particular,
Yeah.
I don't know. I was bothered by Thorne's speech, to be honest. Like, okay, I like Dolorous Ed. I'm sorry I missed the beginning of the live show, so I might be repeating what you guys just said. Dolorous Ed being badass, and I assume that he's gonna go get the wildlings, and that scene we saw in the trailer of 1-1 like breaking Castle Black's gate. That's gonna be right following that, because Davos said we have other people on our side, so I assume that he meant the wildlings, and that's who Dolorous Ed is going to get. So yeah, I like Dolorous Ed being badass because I'm a big Dolorous Ed fan, and that was cool. Like Thorne's speech, I was a little puzzled by it. Like I did not really know what to think.
Oh well, before we continue, can we all say that we are in agreement that 1-1 is breaking through the fucking gates at Castle Black and not at Winterfell in the goddamn trailer?
Yo, yeah, of course.
I agree.
Motherfuckers talking about, oh no, it was Winterfell. I'm like, what more fucking proof do you need than tonight's episode? God damn it.
Well, no, I mean, I basically before the small council trailer breakdown, like I was discussing with those guys, and I sent like the picture of the gate of Winterfell and the gate of Castle Black to show that, to me, like there was definitely no questioning that it was Castle Black and not Winterfell.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think he is going to break down some gate at Winterfell, but that's not what was in the trailer, and that would be getting a little off topic. So let's just stay on target here.
Yeah. I mean, I just wanted to make that clear. Fucking, people saying, "Oh no, that was Winterfell." I'm like, you know what? You'd have to be fucking blind. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, no, I mean, it's an honest mistake. Some good people have made that mistake, but James is back. Okay, we started by giving our general opinion of that episode. Did we start by that?
Let's finish.
No.
We're going scene by scene, so.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
it's pretty
Alright.
much written, like my general opinion is written underneath my name in my little video box.
So,
You know
so
how I feel.
okay. So, did y'all want to move on to the next scene?
Yeah, let's go to the next scene.
Okay. That was Ramsey and
like
Roos. Ramsey and Roos having their little discussion. Well, first we get an intro of Ramsey having like this bizarrely like sentimental talk about Miranda and like how he was into her when she was 11 and to burn her, give her body to the wolves because her meat is good or something like that. And then he gets a hard dose of reality from Roos. And anyone want to discuss that before I'd chime in on what I think?
That made me feel. It's funny because I know that Ramsey's a douche, but it made me feel like Ramsey was more of a douche just because a woman that he loved, he's like give her meat to the dogs.
LT, you're upside down.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. He's like Batman here.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. All right, am I good now?
Yeah, kind of.
All right, cool. No, like I said, that I knew Ramsey was a douche, but it just made me feel like he's more of a douche to say that a girl he loved and give her meat to the dogs.
I don't know. I mean, if we see Ramsey as a really earth conscious kind of guy, that would be a beautiful gesture, circle of life, Lion King style. Maybe they're trying to, okay, maybe because they've totally fucked up Jamie's redemption arc, they're going for a Ramsey redemption arc. Because we all misunderstood Ramsey. I mean, he really likes, he's only feeding women to his dogs because he really cares about the circle of life.
Yeah, and when we see Ramsey go to the wall, he's going to see it like bleeding. He's going to be like, we got to do something about this global warming. We got to go green here.
Yeah. Let's recycle.
Did you guys see the... Oh, sorry, James. I was just going to say, did you guys see the previews?
We'll talk about that later. But, we want to...
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to say...
Yeah, so... Go ahead, James.
I just wanted to say that it was just kind of a rope-a-dope situation, They're like, oh, man, it's like, using a wrestling term, it was like a Ramsey face turn for a second, and then it was like, nope, hit the guy with the chair right again at the end.
It's a Vince Russo face turn, switch him, then switch him right back.
Yeah.
But yeah, one thing I wanted to comment on is the dose of reality that Roos gives Ramsey. This is getting a little into the predictions, but I think it kind of hinted that there's going to be some conflict between them, and I think it gives a little more credence to the fact that Ramsey might kill Roos in order to protect himself, just because he's going to be like, Winterfell's mine, regardless of I lose Sansa or whatever. But that's just my thoughts there. Yeah, anyone else think? Think any foreshadowing went on there?
No, I don't know. I think I was already totally distraught by that point of the TV show. So.
Yeah, I actually do agree that that Ramsey most likely will kill Roos. Ramsey is a fucking psychopath, and I think he's just gonna be like, look, you know what? I'm tired of your shit, Dad. So, yeah, I could see that happening. All right, let's move on to the next scene. Jerry, I know you kind of got this archived.
All right. Next scene, first we start off with Sansa and Theon, out trying to outrun the dogs. They're kind of, they seem to have no injuries from that fall. I don't know how that was possible. And then they're able to cross a frozen creek without getting any frostbite. So they're basically indestructible at this point. And, they get caught up by Ramsey's men, and Brienne comes all... I thought Brienne was going to come all stealthy and just attacking from behind, but she comes all loud and Superman-like and just coming to save the day and just takes everyone out. We get, Actually, before I have my thoughts on this, let's hear what everyone else thinks.
Okay, so Anne, let's start. What did you think about that one?
Well, that was my favorite scene of the episode. It's not book canon, but I think he was faithful to Brienne's spirit and faithful to LT is making me dizzy. I'm sorry, I'm a little
Sorry.
drunk. I had to
Sorry.
drink to forget about that episode. But yeah, I think that was a good scene. I think it was a very good scene. You know how much I love Theon, so I kind of like to see Theon on a redemption arc, and I like how he was brave and courageous and self-sacrificed himself. It didn't really work out, but he was willing to sacrifice himself to save Sansa, and Brienne was badass, and then she was like true knight, like 2000%, and Sansa was regal and good and gracious, and that was definitely my favorite scene of the episode.
Okay, LT, what did you think about it?
Andy, I just want to say I'm sorry for moving around. I'm also drunk. But actually, it is so funny, Don Willie, that you picked me right now because this was my favorite scene of the episode. And I was happy that that Theon saved Pod. So it was my favorite scene of the episode.
Okay, Jerry?
Yeah, I really, other than the ridiculousness of them not getting hurt, once Brienne got involved, I pretty much liked the scene. It was well choreographed, well choreographed. The fight was good. Brienne looked awesome. I was a little kind of annoyed at the Pod. He looked badass for a second, but then they got to throw some laughs. Pod kills the guy and then falls off a horse. I'm like, okay, can't make him look too good here. And then also, I thought it was kind of interesting that Pod, the way Theon saved Pod was the same way that Pod saved Tyrion from Sir Mandon Moore. It was almost the exact same, kind of just in a role reversal, with change of character. And I don't know. I don't know. I thought that was interesting. I don't know if it means anything. Probably doesn't, but I thought it was cool. But yeah, I really like this scene. So.
All right, James, what do you got for us?
James fell
I
off.
think, he'll be back.
Oh, damn it! I didn't even realize. Sorry about that. Hold on. Let's see. All right. He said he's going to try to hop back in a minute if he can. All right. Well, yeah. You know what? For me, I absolutely love that scene. I mean, yeah, without the the whole comical elements and all that stuff, I still think it came off very well. I mean, yeah, Sansa and Theon probably should have had a tougher time getting across that the frozen waters, and they might have gotten swept away, but you got to give them something. It can't all be gloom and doom. All right, so we give them a pass on that one. All right. So next up,
next scene was Jaime coming back in, docking into King's Landing. Trystane is mysteriously gone from the boat, and then him and Cersei have a conversation.
Well, no, Trystane wasn't mysteriously gone from the boat. He just never came ashore.
We'll get to that in a minute. Let's talk about Cersei and Jaime first.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because there was a continuity error in like. Yeah, when we get to Dorne, oh god. So, LT, you're up first. What did you think about? Oh, James is back. Hold on. Before we move to that, let's just get James's what he thought about the whole Brienne, Podrick, Sansa Theon thing.
I thought it was adequate. I was perfectly fine with it. It wasn't I thought it was a good scene, but it wasn't my personal favorite scene. But just mainly because I don't know what you guys said, but I kind of thought the knighting of Brienne was just a tad bit cheesy. But that being said, I thought it was a cool scene overall.
Okay. I mean, pretty much it was either, like everybody else thought it was either like a very good scene or it was just okay. So.
Oh, speaking of which, I forgot about the knighting. I thought it was kind of interesting that she's been walking around for so long with never being knighted, and now she's finally a knight. I wonder if that helps support some of the she's a descendant of Dunk theory, since it's probably likely that Dunk wasn't knighted, at least so far. He might have got knighted later, but I just find that interesting. That could be an interesting parallel there.
But the thing about it is, can she actually be knighted by Sansa? I mean,
Can be knighted by a lord or a knight.
okay, all right. I mean, I'll buy it. Okay, so yeah, moving on to the Cersei Jamie thing. You know, what were you guys' thoughts on that one?
I thought it was a sweet scene between Cersei and Jamie.
Okay.
I was actually hoping that that we were going to get Cersei being upset with Jamie and essentially kicking him out of King's Landing to accelerate Jamie's progression of his arc there. That's what I personally wanted. I'm thinking that might still happen at some point, obviously because he's going to Riverlands. We assume anyway. But yeah, that was my opinion of that scene.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of just tired of Jamie's lack of character progression. Like by this time in the books, he was already, seeing the light, making progress, putting that behind him. He's still the same kind of guy he was in season 2 almost, season 1 really. He hasn't really made too much character progression. He's still all up in Cersei. It's all about them. But I'm hopeful at least maybe that will change in this season. So we'll see. Whatever.
All right. All right. Anne.
Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm putting my camera back on. Okay. I really liked the introduction scene and Cersei's reaction. I thought that was beautifully acted, really great. I have the same problem than you guys have with, 2 words like Jamie. I mean 3 words. Jamie's character assassination is not. I don't know. I mean, it's not just how different it is from the books. It's just that I don't think they know what they want to do with Jamie. Like right now, we all argued last season, oh, Sansa is a pawn, not a player. Well, see, like my problem is Jamie's a pawn, not a player right now. They just put Jamie where they want to put it to make the synopsis progress. Like Jamie is not a full-fledged character right now, and I'm pissed with that. Like it's season 6. When are we gonna get a real Jamie? We had a real Jamie in season. When was the bath scene with Brienne? Season 3. Like the old, yeah. Well, okay, we had some Jamie there, and then they forgot about Jamie, and I want Jamie back. Like bring Jamie back. That was my problem. Whatever they want to make, yeah. Yes.
I was just saying. No, I was just saying you're awesome.
No, you're awesome. You're drunk, but you're awesome.
Oh man, yeah. Well, you know what? Yeah, when that whole thing happened, it was a little weird because, all right, yes, we understand that Cersei has kind of become resigned to her fate as far as the kids are concerned with the whole prophecy and all that, right? I get it, but I don't see Cersei not going on a fucking warpath anyway. So, it's like, oh yes, I know that Maggie the Frog told me this. I know that this is what's supposed to happen, but fuck it, I want to burn shit down regardless. That is who Cersei is.
Jamie would never say anything about that prophecy to anyone. I mean, okay, no, I'm backtracking. Yes, she said something to Qyburn, who is no one in her eyes. She would never tell Jamie about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where I'm like, wow.
It's just, okay, I don't know what... Are we all in agreement here that Jamie is the Valonqar?
No, but, no. I'm not sold on it, but I'm not, I don't dismiss it either. Like, I'm still in, I'm still unsure.
Because that's... Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think it makes sense that Jamie is the Valonqar. I mean, I don't really have a... It's funny because if I'm a detective and I'm studying this case, he would be my #1 suspect.
Yeah, maybe. Well, one thing I did find interesting about her mentioning the Maggie the Frog prophecy was that she mentioned that she'll have 3 kids. I think we can dismiss the tinfoil theory of Gendry being one of her kids after her saying that.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, man, oh man. But geez.
Maybe she doesn't know that Gendry is her kid, and maybe she finds it out later in the show. You never know.
She didn't know she got pregnant and had a kid.
No, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Maybe she doesn't mention it. I don't know.
You know what? James, you got anything for this?
Negative.
All right. The next scene was Marjorie and High Sparrow. I don't know if anyone has any comments on that. I really don't have anything to say.
I do.
Go for it.
I just want to say that Marjorie is fucking hot, even as a prisoner, and looking fucked up.
Okay, I agree with that.
I agree. She's hot. Her eyebrows are overplucked, but she's really hot.
Okay.
Just giving you a woman's perspective on that scene. That's very important for our women viewers, that she needs to work on her eyebrows, but she's gorgeous. The actress is gorgeous. I actually, okay, that's not my favorite scene from the episode because not that much happened, but I thought it was a good setup scene. Like, I was not upset by that scene. I liked it. So many things upset me about that episode. That only can attest to it. He saw me crying right after the episode. But there was nothing happened, but there was a good setup scene.
Yeah.
I got a question. Are we gonna see on either Donnelly's channel or Sweet YFT's channel a reaction? Because you guys watched the episode together, right?
Yeah, but no, unfortunately we had technical difficulties while the show was airing because it was streaming from HBO Now. So yeah, no video. Sorry.
You gotta enjoy it, LT, because that's my last season 6 video.
No, please, Annie. You gotta watch it so you can be on next week's episode.
No, I won't. But that's for later. That's for our wrap-up talk.
Oh man. All right. So
all right. Well, before we get to this next section, I need.
Okay. See, I have the beer I'm drinking right now is called Coastal Evacuation. So I think it's appropriate.
I just want to say, me and Jerry are part of the Heart Foundation.
I'm not even sure exactly what that's supposed to mean right now, but okay.
Come on, Don. You know that, like, after that we had to drink. LT and I, we share one mind, and after that episode we had to drink.
Definitely.
All right. So, what happens next? We start off. We go to Dorne here.
I can't do that.
We have a nice and heartfelt conversation going on with Ellaria Sand and Doran Martell. And then they, out of seemingly nowhere, Ariel Hotar, one of the strongest top 10 fighters in all of Westeros, gets killed off like in a matter of seconds by Tyene. And then Ellaria just takes out Doran, no problem, and the rest of the guards just don't do anything. They just kind of stand there looking stupid. And then after that little nice scene, we move on to Trystane. I don't know where he is. He's in like some kind of office. He's not on that boat anymore. I don't know how he left that boat. He was on that boat in season 5. I guess maybe the boat came back, or maybe he jumped off the boat and Gendry gave him a ride back to Dorne. I don't know. Whatever it was, he's back. And the Sand Snakes, after killing Doran, just walk into his room that's apparently unguarded and has no guards anywhere. And just says straight up, "We're here to kill you." He goes to, for some reason, he thinks he can take him on, pulls the sword out, and gets killed by Obara Sand.
Okay, well, but I want to start off on this one. So this one was a crazy continuity error because if you look at the episode, it seems as though he was still on the boat. Like the boat was in the harbor on the way back to Dorne, and the Sand Snakes were on it. And if you remember at the end of season 5, the
Did
Sand
not
Snakes,
get on the boat.
yeah, they were on the fucking dock.
Yeah, oh my god.
Like, when did they catch up to the boat, get on the boat without anyone noticing, and bribe whoever on the boat to let them go and fucking kill Trystane before getting back to Dorne?
Whoa. How fast is this fucking boat? It gets all the way from King's Landing back to Dorne in like 2 scenes?
No. When they killed Trystane, he was just leaving the harbor of King's Landing.
Oh, he was still in King's Landing. This wasn't in Dorne.
No, that wasn't in Dorne. That was in the harbor of King's Landing. And as far as the guards, if you remember what Ilaria said, she said basically that everybody hated Doran for not doing anything about Ilya and also the kids and Oberyn. So that's why the guards didn't do anything. But for me, my biggest issue wasn't the fact that the Sand Snakes killed them. My biggest issue was that you had some great acting talents there and you fucking wasted them. They were wasted last season, and then you bring them into the first fucking episode. They get one scene where they die, and it was like, what the fuck did you have them here for if you weren't gonna do shit with them? It was like, you know what? You could have just had the Sand Snakes going around doing dumb shit rather than introducing Doran Martell, Arya Hota, and the Sand Snakes just to have Doran Martell and Arya Hota not do shit that they're capable of.
Exactly. Okay. Yes. We all agree that they could have had Dorne's scene pretty much without those characters. They just would have needed for Jamie to maybe they would have had to cut some scenes from last season, but no one would have regretted that. They would just have needed to have Jamie like a sort of snatch Myrcella out of wherever she was hiding. But yeah, why did they cast Doran? Why did they cast Trystane? Why? Can anyone justify that?
No. I just wanted to say, like, this whole... Like, I was fine with the episode up until this point, and it just sucked the air out of the room for me. Like, it... Like, the next parts, I wasn't even paying attention to the Dany stuff and the Tyrion stuff because it just took me out of the whole episode. I didn't know what the hell was going on. It was just pure craziness.
Yeah.
And I just didn't... I don't know what route they're going. Like, it's so I will give it some props. It was unpredictable. I didn't see that coming. I'll give props for that. But I mean, I just thought it was some shoddy storytelling, and I don't understand what they're doing with Dorne.
I'm agreeing that I was not expecting that. We were all expecting Doran to somehow kill Ilaria and get revenge on the Sand Snakes, where none of us was expecting that. And yes, it feels exactly the same way. I got out of the episode. What I was trying to do was I was trying to get a hangout to chat with you guys to tell you live while I was watching what the fuck just happened.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't. Oh, keep going, James.
I was just saying.
Well,
we're losing James a little bit.
Yeah.
Well,
Damn. All right.
I mean, the thing that bothered me is how did Ariel Hotard? He is one of the toughest guys in all of Westeros, and how does Tyene kill him?
Oh, bad pussy.
Yeah, I mean, he must have been having his mind on bad pussy or something like that, because he had bad axe fighting. Bad awareness, bad everything.
Well, I know that Don Willie saw my review. He's the only one who's commented on my review. But I'll tell you guys. So, I'm not a big American Idol fan. You know what I'm saying? I don't watch American Idol that much, but I remember in the height of the seasons when Simon would be on the show, when the act would come on and they'd be very bad, he would say, that act is complete rubbish. Dorne, complete rubbish. And I want to apologize to Jerry and James for always taking up for D&D and say that I'm officially on fuck D&D and that, you know, they have fucking just destroyed Dorne, and I would never say that I don't love this show, because I still do love the show, but I would say D&D, you fucked Dorne so much you could never go back, and this is complete bullshit, complete rubbish, and you could never ever redeem yourselves from Dorne.
Yeah, just good lord.
Yeah, I've always said I could redeem Dorne, but even I've thrown in the towel there.
No, yeah, but no, fuck it. Let's move on. We can't. We can't. Look, Dorne was so fucking bad that it crashed James's internet.
Well, you see, okay, like how Dorne season 6 managed to be worse than Dorne season 5. How is that possible? Like,
In one scene.
In one scene. Can we have Tinker here right now? We need Tinker to.
I would have given anything to watch Tinker's reaction on that.
We all said that in the chat room. We said we would love to see Tinker's reaction, and we probably all will see it, and it's going to be amazing because you know how Tinker rants, and I love her rants.
Well, we'll talk about that later, but that's just.
Let's move on. Please.
Yeah. Although one thing I do have to say is that this makes me think that in the books the Martells are going to get wiped out. Not in a stupid way like this, but I think that they're going to get wiped out by Dany after they join Aegon, and I think this helps push that because they just got wiped out.
Okay,
well said, Jerry. Well said, Jerry.
Just to finish off with Dorne. So right now, because same thing, I totally when I saw that, I totally stopped paying attention completely. I've got to admit. But so right now we agreed that we have 2 Sand Snakes free in King's Landing.
Yes. Yeah. Apparently so. And you know what? The sad thing is, I think they're going to play big roles now. We're going to get more of Sand Snakes.
But why? Okay, the other thing I don't really get is that there was one of the 3 Sand Snake that was sort of put forward in the last episode.
Yeah, it was only 2 though. 2's in King's Landing now.
Yeah, but it's the one who showed her tits and tried to seduce Bronn that was put forward last season.
The only thing good about it.
Well, the one I'm in love with, the one I'm in love with, Lady Nim, she's in King's Landing, and I love that. I mean, like I said, I hate Dorne, but if Lady Nim's in King's Landing, I want to see as much as her as possible.
All right, listen, seriously, can we fucking move on?
Let's move on. We got James back. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Okay. Next scene, we have Varys and Tyrion just, walking around Marine, talking about what they need to do to get things going. Talk about the Harpy threat. Varys says his little birds are on it. For some reason, someone burned a bunch of ships, so they can't get to Westeros. Apparently, I don't know why they were planning on going to Westeros without Dany, but and with Tyrion being wanted, but they can't. Even if they wanted to do it, they can't do it anymore. And the peasants seem to be ready to uprise and fight for Dany's cause. So
okay.
Take it away.
Can we just give this one a thumbs down? Just off the bat, just for fucking bore factor. I'm like, damn it. There's so much other shit they could have done with Tyrion and Varys other than just have him walking the streets of Marine and boring the shit out of us. Like, no, man, fuck that scene. Those are my two favorite characters, and somehow D&D managed to make me hate a fucking scene with my two of my favorite characters.
And these two generally have amazing dialogue. Talk about a waste. Go. Anne, I know you need to say something, so go for it.
No. I'm agreeing with you. I'm very much agreeing with you. Go ahead, Jerry.
Well, just that you would expect great dialogue from these guys. These actors deliver it great. They usually are written well, but this one they just didn't deliver. It just was their off night, I guess. James?
Yeah, like I said, I was already taken out of that scene anyway from Dorne. I was like looking at Twitter, like seeing what everyone was saying about Dorne, like how crazy it was. So I wasn't really paying attention that much. But what I can take away from them burning the ships is that Yara for sure is taking Victarion's role, and she's going to be coming to Marine with ships. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah. So we were really happy that Dario captured Victoria's fleet last season. Okay, you know what I mean by Victoria's fleet. I'm sorry, that's very... Okay, for any of you guys now watching us, last season, Dario captured the exact number of fleet that the Iron Islands are bringing. So Victorian Greyjoy, who's not in the TV show, is bringing to Marine to find a way out to carry Dany's people back to Westeros. So those ships were found, and now they're lost. Yay! Way to backtrack.
This is a comical fucking thing for me because, like, I've been going through a lot in my personal life, and I was looking forward for this episode so long, and I've never in my life given an episode of Game of Thrones such a low rating. And I'll tell you right now, I'm more happy and in a good mood to be here with you guys talking about this bullshit than anything. You know what I'm saying? So big ups to you guys and shout out to you guys.
Thank you.
All right, now that we got that off our chest, please can we move on? Another fucking.
Yeah. So here's where the episode starts getting back to being kind of good. We get Dario and Jorah going to tracking and finding the ring and having a little bit of a conversation. I think James had a lot to say on this, so I'd like to hear what he has to say.
Well, first off, it was, they did find the ring as everyone predicted. And, it was interesting when you listened to their dialogue. I found something interesting was I found some, in my opinion, which is some foreshadowing between Dario and Jorah when Dario said, when I look at you, I'm paraphrasing here, but he said, when I look at you, I see what I could be if I'm, old like you. And Jorah said, if you get to be old. And I think that was foreshadowing of Jorah eventually killing Dario. That's just a prediction I'm making.
Yeah, Jorah's all kinds of badass. He's going to kill Dario. He apparently learned how to track from Aragorn from Lord of the Rings, so he's just on a roll tonight.
Yeah, oh my god. I mean, look, you know what? I didn't necessarily have a big problem with the scene, but yeah, him finding the ring that probably should have been stomped into oblivion with all those damn horses circling around, that was probably my only issue. And I'm like, damn, you know what? As much as they talk about Grayscale is supposed to take years to spread, Jorah's whole arm is going to be covered with Grayscale by the next episode.
By the end of the season, he's going to look like the Thing.
Yeah, basically.
So could I ask you guys a question? Does that mean that Dario is going to come back? Because, in the books he's a hostage. So does that mean he's going to come back and Jorah's going to kill him?
No, I don't think there's any. I think it's the show doing the show.
Yeah, I think the show is making him the Harpy is what I think is what the show is doing. I'm not saying he's going to be the Harpy in the book. I think that's what the show is doing.
Well, I'm fine with that because this episode was fucking rubbish.
Alright. And you have any thoughts about this particular scene?
Not really, guys. I'm 100% with what James and Jerry said. I was after Dorne. I started crying so much that my vision was blurry and I couldn't really follow that scene. But yeah, okay, yeah, finding that ring. It's good that they threw it in the first episode because we knew that was going to happen, but that was cringeworthy that they would find a fucking ring in the Great Rat Sea. But yeah, at least now it's out of the way. We don't need to worry about it anymore.
All right, Jerry. Next, what we got?
All right, next we have Danny. She's being dragged by this new Khalasar, his new Dothraki Khalasar. She's being a little mouthy to the her captors. They think she's just a random, which is kind of weird to me. I would think they would know with such Valyrian. They would recognize Valyrian features and be like, this person's important. But they really don't. They just think that she is just some white-haired chick, and even talks about even asks are the drapes or the carpet the same color as the drapes, and showing how romantic these Dothraki guys are, and then they take her to their new cow. I forget his name's like.
Moro.
Moro. There you go, Cal Moro. So they take her to Cal Moro, and Danny starts mouthing off to Cal Moro. Lucky she didn't get raped right then and there. He was about to, rip her clothes off, and she's like, "Don't touch me! I have a contract." And at that point, I think she's like, I was, to the cow. I was married to the cow, and then right away the demeanor changes, and they start following the Dothraki customs, and like, well, we can't touch her. No one can touch her. She's a widow of the cow. We need to take her to Vastos Rock.
All right. So, LT, you want to start this one off?
Come on, man. We all know what's gonna happen here. This is just complete bullshit. She's gonna fucking escape with Drogon, or probably Jor, and fucking Dario's gonna save her. I mean, the thing is, I don't hate Danny, but I just want her to fucking hurry up and get to Dragonstone with her dragon so she could attack King's Landing.
I actually believe that Drogon will, save her in a sense, because I think Drogon will come down, Danny will mount Drogon, the Dothraki value, power and riders, and then they'll essentially bow down to her, and then they'll all go back to Meereen.
I agree to an extent. I think I agree to an extent, but I think it's going to be more of a split in the Dothraki. Some will support her, some won't. We all know who's going to win in that.
Well, Jerry, the ones that don't support Danny will have to bend the knee like Don Willie.
I think they're going to be Drogon food, the ones that don't, but whatever.
Yeah.
Especially since we know that Drogon can discern from who's good and bad.
And your thoughts on this one?
Oh, I already gave you my thoughts. I don't know. They replayed what episode was that? They replayed Dracarys. Pretty much. It was all about Danny pretending not to understand Dothraki, and then bam, I understand the language. Dracarys. It was just.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Sweet Wife T is my sister in the Ice Watch.
Yeah, no, okay, I'm really sorry. I told Don Willie I don't think I should be on that episode review because I'm just going to be hating, and I don't want to bring you guys down. I'm having fun. I want to say hi to all the new people I'm meeting in the live chat that I've never seen before, because as you guys probably know, I mostly do book review things. It's the first time I think I'm doing a show review. I'm very honored to be invited, but so probably there are a lot of people here that I meet in the comments, in the live chat that I meet for the first time, so hi to all of you.
And you don't know how
What?
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, you don't know how happy all of us were to see you meet up with Don, Willie, and Tony. We all love that.
Yeah, well, I was really happy to meet them. I don't want to, that's not to be, I don't want to dwell on that because that has no place to do in the season 6 review,
But it made us happy.
Yeah, well, I will re-edit. So yes, guys, I'm sorry because I was not going to bring that up, but for all of you who have watched my meeting with Tony, yes, there is no sound. I knew that. I pretty much, as soon as I spent 3 hours editing that vlog, I put it online, and then like 2 minutes later, I received an email from YouTube saying that the sound had been taken off because of the music I put in the background. So I just need to re-edit the whole thing with a different music. I will just do that. I mean, I'm flying back to France tomorrow morning. I'll do that when I get back. And you'll have the sound, and you will hear Tony speak.
All right.
Yay!
All right, so moving on to the next scene.
Yeah, I mean, because there's really not much to tell with that particular one. I think Ann summed it up with the whole them kind of replaying the episode of Cars. So yeah, I think that summed it up perfectly.
Okay, so next scene, we get blind Arya, and she's just chilling. I don't know what she's doing, just hanging out, maybe the dock somewhere. And then the wave comes, and I guess the showrunners must have saw some of Daredevil and be like, yo, this is really good. It's better than what we're putting out these days. We need to do some of this. So basically we got the waif acting like Stick and trying to teach a blind girl how to do some martial arts. Mm-hmm. Any thoughts with anyone there?
I personally thought it was I thought this part was kind of a waste of time. I thought maybe we could have seen some Bran. That could have been a good slot for there. I just thought that Arya's, to me, it was just like whatever. It didn't matter to me.
No, I've reread Arya's Bravos chapter. I mean, I was listening to them during that trip, actually. And her training is so, again, like, that's very fresh in my brain, her training in the books, and that is very subtle. Like, they're really trying to teach her. And here it's so unsettled, there's really nothing much to say.
Yeah, it was pretty much like, all right, well, you fucked up, you got to start back from square one, and now you're starting back from square one, and we're going to make it even harder for you now because you didn't follow the rules. And it's like, you know what, if you want somebody to actually be your disciple, it probably isn't the best thing, you're probably not going to win their devotion by making them blind, tossing them out on the street, and then beating the shit out of them, until they can possibly learn how to fight blind.
Have you seen Daredevil?
I have, but this ain't Daredevil.
Yeah, definitely. That's not. See, like it was Arya. Like I remember, like she learns how to. I would have so see, when the guy threw the foreign coin, like I would have liked to see her touch that coin just to show that she was learning. Like all part of her training, is to enhance all of her other senses. And couldn't we just see her touching that coin? Like, we had the visual. We had the different coin. Like, see her touch the coin to try to recognize them and learn new things from being blind, except other things than, Daredevil, Stick, Kung Fu fighting.
Yeah, oh well. Such is life.
Well, no, such is not life. Yes, okay, I will forgive the Kung Fu part if you just give me 1 second of Arya touching that coin with her fingers because she's blind and it makes sense.
Give me
something, just throw me a bone, anything.
When I was saying such is life, I'm just talking about in terms of the way that they did this whole damn thing in general. Not about her part, but just like the clusterfuck that is this episode in general.
Don Willie, could I say?
Ever.
Elsie, go ahead.
Don Willie, could I say you look pretty fucking cool with those glasses on, man?
Thank you, sir.
Now, I just want to say that I was happy to see Arya, but what I thought was really funny when I got to the scene is I noticed that Tony said a long time ago, he said, I don't want in the premiere to, let's get five 5 minutes with each person, or 5 minutes with each character, and it seemed like, I don't know if I was right, but it seemed like we got 5 minutes with so many different characters, and that's what they did for this episode.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. Any other thoughts on Arya?
All right, I guess we'll move to the next scene.
Yeah.
All right, so final scene here. Final scene. We get back to the wall here. Thorne wants to try and bust in. Davos again. He's the real MVP of this episode. He's the real MVP.
Mm-mm.
He, talks to Thorne, kind of throws him a little bit of a. He's able to make a few demands, ask for food, doing smart things to buy some time. He knows it's bullshit, but he's just trying to buy some time, which is brilliant. And he's telling them exactly what they need to do. He's setting out the plan. He's buying them some time. He's strategizing. He's just a man in here. And then he finally says, "Yeah, well, we can go for the Red Woman to help." And that's when we get, we get transported to the Shining, to the bathroom. And we find that a beautiful naked woman ends up turning into a really, really old woman.
Are we already at the end of the episode?
We're already at the end.
Oh my god.
I got a question for you guys. Where the hell did Davos send Dolores Ed? Because he was gone, so he went somewhere. Where did Davos send Dolores Ed?
Well, Davos was there, but I thought it was implied that Dolores Ed was going to gather the wildlings.
Yeah. So that 1-1 can break down the gate at Castle Black and not Winterfell.
Thank you, guys. That makes a lot of sense to me, but I still, Sir L.T. Giles, remember I said it, this episode was fucking garbage.
Oh, we're not disagreeing with you on that.
No, we're. But I'm happy. I was really afraid to be the only. I'm sorry. I was really afraid to be the only hater. And thank you, LT, for not making me feel so alone.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you know what? Davos did his thing. I like the interaction between him and Alistair Thorne, because you saw Alistair Thorne really. It's like he doesn't necessarily have a problem with Davos. He doesn't necessarily have a problem with the mutineers, but he does have a problem with people just standing by Jon.
But why?
Because look, he's hated Jon for a very long time. Look, if you guys didn't know, actually Ned Stark is part of the reason why he was why he
stood the wall.
Because he was a Targaryen supporter.
Yeah, he's a huge Targaryen supporter. He's from the Crownlands, the Thorns of the Crownlands.
Yeah, so that's part of the reason why he's at the wall to begin with. So he has the man who sent him to the wall. His bastard son is there and becomes the Lord Commander. Is bossing him around, and then he brings wildlings through, and it's like, okay, well, how could you support this guy who has done all of this horrible shit to me, or his family has done a bunch of horrible shit to me.
I just hope he lives long enough to find out Jon is a Targaryen.
That would be poetic justice. There would be irony, at its height. That he's hated Jon all this time, and then you find out that Jon is actually a Targaryen and possibly the one true king. Yeah, but the shocker, obviously, Melisandre taking off that choker of hers, looking into her mirror, and then being old as all hell. And you know what? After you guys say your piece, I would actually like to comment on what they talked about on Inside the Episode. But you guys talk about this and give me your thoughts.
I haven't got a chance to see the Inside the Episode.
Well, we're talking about Melisandre right now. The end.
No. I'm just saying I haven't got a chance to see inside the episode. But the whole Melisandre thing, I really hope, honestly, my personal opinion is that maybe she is Shira Star. Maybe that would be great, and maybe that makes me feel good, because nothing could redeem this episode. I'm sorry, guys, but Sarah T. Giles is saying that this episode is probably the worst episode ever that LT's ever saw, and I'm gonna need some therapy to make me feel better from this episode.
Um, yeah, the ending of this episode. First off, yeah, Davos was definitely the superstar for me, and of course he's my favorite character anyway. But that being said, I loved his line of demanding mutton. And yeah, the ending. I mean, it's always been theorized that Mel is definitely glamored and old. This is just confirmation of that, and because especially since I believe there was an interview like 3 years ago or 2 years ago where like the actor who plays Qyburn, he kind of spilled the beans. He said that Clarice Van Houten, who plays Mel, told him that her character is like 200 years old or whatever. So it's just confirmation of everything we've heard in the past. Every a lot of theories. I thought it was cool. He's a triple G elf. She's a triple gilf.
Alright, and
Okay, Davos was real badass. It wasn't Davos. It wasn't okay. I'm sorry. It wasn't Brooke Davos, but it was cool and badass, and I loved it. I don't get why Alison Thorne has a problem with people being around John's body. I might have missed something because I was crying too hard, but it didn't really make complete sense to me. But that was cool, yeah. And then Mel's reveal that it was just, we knew it from the books. I mean, we suspected it from the books. The books are very subtle about it. That's very unsettled again. I don't really know what to add.
I mean, well, there's no other way that you can actually illustrate how old Melisandre is without showing it. Like her telling you, you still be like, okay, well, is she bullshitting or not? But them showing you, you get confirmation that, yeah, she actually is older than what she said, or at least than what she appears to be. And,
Okay.
This is part of her magic and how she's been able to fool people for all this time.
Okay, let me reply to that. That's like the episode's cliffhanger, pretty much. That's like the big shocking reveal of that episode. We all agree on that. Which came in out of nowhere. Like, there was no build-up. Like, it was not fitted to be in that episode. Like, that could have been maybe a cool scene, with a different context. Like, to have that reveal. It's not, it didn't really fit well at that point. If they want to make us, okay, here it was shocking, but without any context. It would have been, LT, I can just see your hand.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been cool, but it would have been cool, like here, if you're only watching the show, if you're not expecting her to revive John, which, yes, all of you guys watching us are expecting her to revive John, but let's say you're very, very unspoiled show watcher and you really think John is dead for good, then use that like sort of shocking reveal scene just like for something. Here it was lost.
I mean, listen, I don't know what they were actually trying to illustrate, other than showing that she was old. I mean, maybe it will play a part later. I mean, this show, this particular episode.
Then put the scene later. Then put the scene when it's relevant. Not put the scene to finish. That's not a good scene to finish that episode. I mean, there are some people whose job is to edit those episodes. They're paid a lot of money for that. And we can all agree that, there was a lot of poor editing. Like, that's the final image you see. That was not the best final image to finish that episode if you're a professional, TV show editor. That could have been a cool scene. I could have loved, maybe I would have loved that scene in a better context. No reason for that reveal to be there.
Well, I mean, I think obviously they're using it as a setup, to show that she has, some real magic behind her for John's resurrection. I'm assuming probably in next episode or in the third episode. It's just still a rational thought I can come up with.
No,
James, I see. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say I would say a third episode, because second episode we'll have more of the characters we haven't seen. We'll have the Iron Islands. Probably we'll spend a little bit of time introducing them to us the way they did with Dorn, and we'll have like Sam and Gilly. I mean, a bunch of characters we haven't seen, and so I'm expecting that third episode. That's my prediction.
Annie, oh, go ahead, Jerry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so yeah, I want to agree with y'all that I don't know why Alistair Thorne is so obsessed with the body, and if it was such a big deal, why did he just leave it by itself to begin with? That doesn't really make sense. But whatever, how did Sam escape the White Walkers when they surrounded him? Who knows?
Well, if I may, when it comes to the whole thing with Jon Snow's body, I think like once they realized that Jon Snow's body wasn't there, it was like, okay, you know what? People are going to use Jon Snow's body as a symbol, and that's the reason why they want to calling that meeting with all Night's Watch. And it's like, you know what? We don't want this symbol here, because for anybody who might want to rally around Jon and just, what they think he stood for, then it's one of those things where, all right, just having the body around might galvanize people to fight. Might not have thought about it before.
Maybe. I thought also. I mean, this is a little something different, but I thought that they were gonna try and blame the reason they left that body out. They were gonna try and make it look like the Wildlings did it, but Dorn was just like, I did it. It was me.
Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised about that one.
Yeah, me too. But anyway, so for the melt thing, one thing I thought was kind of weird. One thing I thought was kind of remarkable or noteworthy was that to me it seemed like Mel was kind of like she might have been getting disenchanted with her with the red guy. It seemed like she was kind of giving up on it. I don't know if anyone felt like that too. And as far as why they needed to reveal that, I think that's going to be we're going to find out why that needed to be revealed in subsequent episodes. And one thing I didn't get is why she had to be naked.
I do agree with you that like the way her facial expressions and the way she was acting, she definitely seemed upset and like perhaps getting disenfranchised with the Red God. And I think her taking, I mean, I don't know, maybe that's a night ritual for her. I mean, we obviously never seen her alone in her quarters before, but maybe it's like
obviously she's not getting she's not doing
sure.
that.
I mean, maybe she's just like, fuck it. I'm an old bird. I'm done with this. Maybe she's like, maybe it's time to go.
Okay, but we've all seen in the trailer that she tells Davos, like, I was wrong, like, I'm sorry, I don't exactly remember what she said in the trailer, but something like, I thought, that she says to Davos, I mean, no, we don't see that, it's to Davos. Mel says in the trailer, like, I was wrong, I made a mistake. See, if we had that scene after that, it would have been a lot more like organic. Like it would have been better editing to put that scene after that than to put that scene there where it had nothing to do with anything. Like not a bad scene, but a bad scene to finish that episode.
Yeah, sure.
Was I the only one that saw the next time on Game of Thrones?
No, we all saw it, but we're
okay. Can we talk about it?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not trying to drag this out for too much longer, but yeah, I guess we can.
Well, I mean, we see in the trailer that Ramsay and Roose are talking about something about Jon Snow,
Yeah, I mean, look, it could possibly be a pink letter kind of thing, because yeah, he did talk about that they would go to Castle Black. So yeah, I guess that could be it, and we'll see what happens with that kind of thing. Any questions from you guys?
But I wanna laugh real quick because I wanna hear all your guys' rating for this episode because you know mine is a 3, but I wanna hear your guys' rating. So I wanna start laughing. I wanna hear all you guys' rating for this episode.
All right, who wants to go first?
All right, I guess
I'll go last.
Yeah, I'll start. Okay, well, while there was like a lot of bad stuff, there was also some good stuff. Davos was good. A lot of the, other than really Alistair Thorne not making sense, most of the everything going around the North was pretty good. And I'll give this episode a 5, right around average. While there is some crap, there was some good. When you aggregate it together, it kind of goes to just okay.
I can't believe Jerry rated it higher than me. I'm on fire. I'm on fire.
So yeah, there you go. 5.
Yeah, I'll go next. Well, me and Jerry are kind of on the same page here. Essentially, half of the episode was good for me. Half of it, well, okay, one fourth of it was terrible, and then like the rest of it was meh. So that I guess that kind of averages out to 5 out of 10 as well for me.
Yeah, you know what? Looks like it's triple 5s so far because I'm gonna give this episode a 5. It has some good parts, but I mean the bad parts definitely drug it down. The logical inconsistencies, and, like that's the one thing I can't stand when like we can clearly see something happen and then you do something that totally negates it without giving it any kind of context. So yeah, we'll Anne, what's your rating?
I mean, I'm sorry. Okay, you guys, I was gonna say you guys all know. No, there are a lot of new watchers that have probably never ever seen me on YouTube before.
They don't know you're a hater.
Yeah, no, Jerry, you're the hater. You're the brand hater. You're not on brand chapter. It's okay. So as some of you may know, I was very underwhelmed by season 5, and so I'd been talking about not watching season 6 at all. I was not going to watch season 6, mainly because I did not have fun watching season 5. Also a little bit, to prevent some kind of spoilers for the books, but really, really mainly because I did not have fun watching season 5. I watched that episode because I was going to watch it with Don Willie. How could I say no to that, watching it live with Don Willie? But after watching, like everybody was telling me, yeah, you say that, but that's not true. You're going to watch this season. My rating is I'm not watching another episode of that TV show. That's my rating.
Wait, hold on, but you didn't give it a rating, Annie.
That's my rating. I'm not watching that TV show anymore. I don't.
No, but 1 out of 10. No, 1 out of 10, Annie.
I think she's like the Dean on Animal House, 0.0.
I got you. Hey, now I just can't believe that I'm the fucking critic. Because let me tell you guys, viewers right now who are watching, that I've always defended D&D to Jerry and James, and these guys are giving this episode a 5, and I give it a fucking 3. I'm in the Twilight Zone. Right now I'm in the fucking Twilight Zone. And I'm in awe. I'm in awe right now.
Alright, Alright, well, look, there was one thing I wanted to say about when they talked about the after the episode or whatever from Dan and Dave. And it's about Melisandre. And like I had a theory about her possibly being Bloodraven and Shiera Seastar's kid, just based off of the way that Shiera Seastar is described, and a couple other little tidbits about her. Now the thing about it is, watching this episode, it kind of confirmed it for me. But then watching after the episode where they say that she's centuries old, I'm like, oh damn, okay, well, if you're talking about 200 plus years, then I don't think that she can actually be Bloodraven and Shiera Seastar's child. So I mean that one's kind of got me scratching my head a little bit. But does anybody else have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like I said before, I forget what character it was. It was one character, some pyronuclear sort of name. It said it could have been, I think it was Crescent. But I know that she told one actor that her character is 300 years old.
Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah.
wow. So that means she would go back like basically to Aegon's Landing then, to Aegon's Conquest.
Right.
Wow. Okay. Anybody else?
As long as she resurrects Jon Snow, I don't give a fuck what she is, how old she is. I don't fucking care.
Okay. I mean, hey, all right.
I have no comment.
I'm personally definitely intrigued by her origins. I hope we get that revealed.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
Hmm.
Well, all right. Hey, look, it is pretty late. It is 1:00 East Coast time, and I need to get to bed because I got to be home for work. I would like to thank everybody who's actually watched this with us. Who's been in the chat. For all of you new people, make sure to subscribe to my friends. I have left a link in the description, or links in the description to all of their channels. Thank you to the panel, and starting with Ann, to have you guys go and just shout yourselves out. And you're up first.
I'm sorry, I was reading these live chats. Someone else can be up first.
Okay, LT.
I'll go first. I'll check out first. Yeah, my name is James Bushell. I do a Song of Ice and Fire Game of Thrones videos. I will be having a review up early tomorrow morning. Yeah. And, like I said, I give the episode a 5. I don't know what else to say.
Okay, I'll go next. My name is Anne. You also know me as Sweet YFT. I'm sorry, I forgot. Next week, next Saturday, we have a Clash of Queens number 5, where we will discuss when we think the next book will come out, and also a really, really wonderful multi-part question from Hiking Through with Steffi that I'm not going to try to sum up here. So basically, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't want to bring you down. I'm not that much into the show. I've always said so. I just want to be here to be with Don Willie. I mostly do book videos. So if you want to, if you read the books, if you want to, hear me talk about the book and be very positive about the books and really dig through them, next Saturday, make sure to tune in into the next Clash of Queens with T-Baby. I think, I'm not sure Tinker will be, well, usually it's me, Tinker Jaso, T-Baby, and Nicolina, and I think next week we're having the wonderful, oh my god, I'm sorry guys.
Christina the Pink.
Christina the Pink, sorry Christina, I love you, I'm so sorry. And Christina.
Alright. So this is Jerry the Targaryen Steamboat. You can see me around, pop up on several Hypes Watch videos, me on Twitter. Also, I have kind of a long. This is something we're going to be trying to do for the rest of the. Hopefully, we can get these reaction reviews done for the rest of the season. Even though I'm a little bit worried about this season, yeah, go figure. I just kind of feel like this show might have lost its identity. We know the show writers have taken. If you look at the show writers have taken out the prophecy on their own from the show and tried to make it more about the Game of Thrones. And anyone who reads the book can figure out that the Game of Thrones is really about Littlefinger's plans, Varys and Illyrio's plans, Dorne's plans, and the show's kind of gotten rid of all of that, so we don't even really have the Game of Thrones that's being played yet. So I'm really wondering where the identity of the show is and where it's going, and a little bit nervous about it, but hopefully it turns around and we'll be able to have some more positive reaction videos in the subsequent weeks.
Listen, before we go real quick, hey, I just want to say fuck you to Mike Bushnell and your band, bitch.
I'm ashamed that his last name is as close to mine as it is.
James, you want to go before me, or you want me to go?
I already went, brother.
Oh, okay. See, that's how drunk I am. Well, anyways, Sir L.T. Giles here. Don't worry, guys. I haven't lost faith. I'm still going to watch the show, but I am very disappointed with this episode. And this episode was complete rubbish. But, hey, why would I get mad that I get to talk to my Hypes Watch brothers here and sisters about this episode, you know? And hopefully it picks up next week. You know what I'm saying? Well, hopefully we're back and we all do our thing. You know what I'm saying? But Don Willie bend the knee. James Michelle does awesome material. Jerry is a fucking genius. And Sweet YFT is the best.
Thank you, guys. And yes, usually I'm very positive on videos. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. And don't think of me as a hater. Don't listen to Jerry. Jerry's the real hater. I'm not a hater. I'm just really tired and a little disappointed by this episode. And I usually don't do show reviews for a reason. But yeah, no, usually I talk about things I love and I'm very happy and positive about them.
Yeah. All right, so that is going to do it for us here tonight.
Bend the knee!
Thank you for everybody watching in the chat. Thank you for the people who have joined me tonight. And, I'll probably pop up a couple of more times this week on a few more chats or whatever. And I will actually put out a full, solo review tomorrow. But we will be back next week. Maybe not exactly the same cast, but who knows. Anyway, you guys already know the deal. Rate, comment, subscribe, share, tell your friends, come back for more.
And bend the
knee! That's been our time. We got drunk ass LT here and the virus.